Hello everyone, welcome to Tennis Fan Video. With expectations on the rise, Eala braces for another demanding clay court season, highlighted by a high-stakes stint at the prestigious Madrid Open late next month. The Women's Tennis Association WTA 1000 event, rated just one rung below the Grand Slams, is scheduled on April 21st to May 3rd, just after Eala's appearances in two WTA 500 events. The 20-year-old Filipina ace kicks off her clay court campaign at the Upper Austria Ladies Linz from April 6th to 12th, before heading to the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix in Stuttgart, Germany on April 13th to 19th. She is entered in the main draw in Linz and will go through qualifying in Stuttgart. It will mark Eala's first appearance in both events since her WTA ranking surged from outside the top 130 last year to number 29 last week. Both tournaments feature stacked fields, with Grand Slam champions Emma Raducanu and Jelena Ostapenko joining former world number 1 Karolina Pliskova in headlining the Linz draw. Meanwhile, current world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka anchors a loaded Stuttgart lineup that includes top 10 standouts Elena Rybakina, Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff, Jasmine Paolini, and Mira Andreeva. The Stuttgart tournament, in particular, serves as a key lead-in to the Madrid Open, where a star-studded field is set to see action including Amanda Anisimova, Elena Svitolina, and Victoria Mboko. Last year, Eala competed in Madrid, where she pushed Iga Swiatek to 3 sets before bowing out in the round of 64. But much has changed since then, with Eala riding the momentum of an impressive run through the Middle East and Sunshine Swing. She reached the quarterfinals at the WTA 500 Abu Dhabi and WTA 1000 Dubai, and advanced to the round of 16 in both Indian Wells and Miami. Eala braces for a grueling clay campaign, the rise of a young tennis prodigy. The sun beats down relentlessly on the terracotta courts of Europe, a familiar scent of baked clay hanging in the air, dust motes dancing like tiny gold flecks in the light. For many, the clay season is a test of patience and endurance, a gauntlet where only the most determined and resilient players thrive. For Eala, the Philippines tennis prodigy, it is another stage to prove her mettle, a crucible in which she will forge the next chapter of her already remarkable journey. Fresh off her hard-court experiences, Eala has her sights set on the European clay court swing, a series of tournaments that will test not just her skills, but her mental fortitude, tactical adaptability, and physical stamina. Unlike the fast-paced hard courts, clay demands a different kind of tennis IQ. Points are longer, rallies drag on, and a player's ability to construct shots meticulously often outweighs sheer power. For Alex, who combines athleticism with a cerebral approach to the game, the challenge is as exciting as it is daunting. The 19-year-old has grown in leaps and bounds since her early days on the ITF circuit. Known for her aggressive baseline play and deft touch at the net, she has also honed her defensive skills, learning to slide into each shot with precision on the slower surface. The clay court is a testing ground where patience meets creativity, and for Alex, it's the perfect canvas to showcase her versatility. Fans have already seen flashes of brilliance, the perfectly timed drop shot that catches opponents off guard, the pinpoint cross-court forehand that turns defense into offense, but the clay season is where she hopes to turn potential into consistent results. Preparation, as with any elite athlete, is key. Behind the glamour of matches and the flashes of cameras lies a meticulous regime. Alex's mornings begin with endurance and agility drills, each step and slide fine-tuning the muscle memory necessary for the grueling rallies ahead. Her afternoons are spent on the court, practicing long baseline exchanges, perfecting topspin heavy forehands, and mastering the subtle art of reading opponents' movement on the unforgiving surface. Off-court, nutrition, mental conditioning, and recovery are equally prioritized. For a young athlete, these are not just routines. They are rituals, a framework that balances intensity with sustainability. Yet, beyond the physical and technical preparation, there is a psychological dimension that is perhaps more challenging. Clay tournaments often stretch over 2 weeks, with matches sometimes lasting hours under scorching heat. Mental resilience is tested in ways that no other surface demands. A single lapse in concentration can cost games, sets, and even entire tournaments. For Alex, the mental game has become a cornerstone of her development. Visualization techniques, strategic goal setting, and learning to embrace both victories and setbacks are part of her approach. She understands that clay is as much a chessboard as it is a battlefield, and that patience, adaptability, and emotional control are indispensable allies. The European circuit, from Stuttgart to Madrid, promises both stiff competition and invaluable experience. She will face players who have grown up mastering clay, athletes who slide effortlessly and anticipate every spin and bounce. These are formidable tests, but for Alex, they are also opportunities to learn, to expand her repertoire, and to sharpen her instincts. Each match is a lesson, each point a chance to improve. She enters the season not just with ambition, but with curiosity, the desire to see how far her game can stretch against some of the best young talents in the world. Off the court, the life of a young tennis professional is a balancing act between focus and normalcy. Social media glimpses into Alex's life reveal a young woman grounded despite her rising profile, moments with family, laughter with friends, and reflections on her journey so far. These small anchors are crucial, offering respite from the pressures of international competition and helping her maintain a healthy perspective. After all, the clay season may be grueling, but it is also fleeting, and memories of growth, triumph, and camaraderie are what last long after the last ball is struck. For Filipino tennis fans, Alex Eala represents more than just individual talent. She is a symbol of possibility. Every baseline rally, every dive for a drop shot, is watched with collective hope, as if the nation itself is invested in her progress. Her successes inspire young athletes across Southeast Asia, proving that world-class performance is attainable with dedication, discipline, and belief. The clay campaign is a stage where she will test her limits, but it is also a platform to inspire, to demonstrate that hard work can translate into excellence. As she steps onto the red-dusted courts of Europe, Alex carries with her a blend of youthful exuberance and seasoned determination. Each swing of her racket, each tactical maneuver, is part of a larger narrative, a story of growth, challenge, and relentless pursuit of greatness. The clay season is notoriously demanding, yet it is also transformative, shaping players in ways that no other surface can. For Alex Eala, it is more than a series of tournaments. It is a proving ground, an arena where skill, courage, and heart converge. In the quiet moments before the first serve, when the stadium is still and the clay dust swirls in the gentle breeze, she takes a deep breath, centering herself. The road ahead is long, the match is tough, but for a young athlete with vision, discipline, and passion, there is no better place to test her limits than on clay. Every slide, every rally, every point is a step toward a brighter future, a future that Alex is ready to chase, one red-dusted court at a time. The clay campaign promises to be grueling, no doubt. But for Alex Eala, it is also an opportunity, a chance to write her story, to leave an indelible mark on the tennis world, and to prove that a young talent from the Philippines can compete with the best of the best, under the sun, on the clay, with grit and grace. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.